I've said before, right? Like, forget the fade jumps. What is essential for... No... Yeah, I was going to say... What? What is essential for Moiras to spend some time practicing is just fading.
Now entering King's Row.
Science will reveal the truth.
Load up a custom game. Put fade jump to cooldown to nothing. All these tight corridors. You want to be able to fade through and get out in like one movement. There, I hit the wall. I'm not happy with that. Okay, I just maximized the fade. Okay, what about here? Want to try and maximize everything we're doing. You could say, okay, to get through here. We actually had to press crouch then, so that we didn't... Actually, I don't know if that makes a difference, but we do it anyway because of other games. What about this one? We're getting through these doorways. There, we hit the wall, but that's a pretty difficult one. I want to go out that door. Look how far out we got. You think a Moira who's not practicing that is doing that, right? Or doing this. Look how far I just traveled with the fade. From there to like there. When I did that, we're like, oh, we're in a panic. And like, oh, we get to here. So we got that distance if we're being chased. Yeah, my one, by the time I finish my fade, I'm all the way out here. I'm gone. My healing orb, I'm healing up in here. There Genji's like, where the hell did he go? So we can forget the fade jumps, like where you're going onto high grounds and stuff like this. People need to be practicing like this stuff. It's like, okay, well, I want to get as far up the stairs from here as possible. So you could just say, right, okay, I'm doing that. I want to get as far up here as possible. Well, if I fade from here, I know I'm not going to get the extra jump in because we're on the stairs, right? So I would deliberately delay my fade until I'm close enough to do the fade part up the stairs here and then jump at the top of the stairs. Because if you jump on the stairs, you're not going to get very far because it's only a baby jump, right? Compared to a... So it's like a map like this is great for just practicing how you're getting out of places. This is... I don't get what you mean. The jump into fade. I don't think it gets you any extra distance. It might do, actually. No, I don't think it does, because you're getting the same acceleration. The key to that, yeah, I don't think that's right. And it's, I think what Nolan was trying to say is more about the jump at the end of it. Right? Or so basically when you fade, after, like, you speed up with fade and then you slow down, right? But if you add a jump, when you would slow down, but because you're in the air, you don't actually slow down yet. So it's like that little jump at the end is what gets you the extra distance. Otherwise, you slow down and you go like that. It sort of doesn't matter where you jump. And it's, you could like jump a bit in the middle, but you like, if you jump right at the very end, like there, I actually started slowing down before I jumped. You want to still be in your Fade's maximum speed. I don't think that, like, doing that, visually it looks like you're getting more acceleration. But if that were the case, then you would get even more distance, well, more speed, if you went down like that, and you don't actually speed up any faster. So I don't think doing a jump before and then a jump at the end is going to get you any additional distance.
Traveling to Dorado.
I think it is. I think because Fade's jumping doesn't give you any acceleration. And so yeah, I think it might just be that it certainly it feels like you're going faster, right, when you do that. But I don't actually think it does anything, because Fade accelerates you at the same speed, and the extra distance is simply because rather than you're delaying friction from kicking in. Like, friction slows you down, but if you're already in the air like that, you don't slow down as fast.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Think you can keep up with me? All systems operational. Diva, ready for combat.
This is an annoying start orb, by the way. Like, you can bounce out for this wall, but there's so many people looking for this shot as well on your team. They bump you out the way. If we throw this quite high, not directly in the door, because we want it to hang outside of the door, and it might bounce off that far wall and come back and hit them again like it is now. Right, flat surface over there, flat surface over there. What does that mean? Healing zone! I mean, we pretty much, with that orb here, we barely have to even left click. Because look, still giving us healing. Antied, so we're just going to alright, we're in a bit of trouble here. We're in a lot of trouble here. Our healing orbs left us. That was just for fun. We didn't need to do that. No. Do you see the fade out we just did? How much distance we got? That's what I mean about practicing those. Very useful. Right, we're going to follow up with our Cole. They might Cole as well. If we don't save our Ryan, it's not the end of the world. I'd rather eliminate as many of the enemy as we can right here, because our Ryan's he's got a really nice charge coming back. Now would be a bit different, because if we lose the Ryan here, the enemy team might push in. So I wasn't too fussed about keeping the Reinhardt alive there. It was more about killing players. It's so risky for them to be up here though, now with the cart that far. I'm just going to place a healing orb for them, and then I'm going to join with a Xayah, because if they push our guys here, and our guys can't get back, well, we're not doing anything here. We actually got booped, and Lucio's chasing us. Oh no, our orb's leaving us. Come back to me. Now this feels like a higher ranked game than it should be. Don't go that way, Ryan. Soldier. They haven't pushed the cart though. This might be a stack. We've got a fade, we're low health. We're gonna Cole even now because our health is regenning, right? Because of the Cole. And we're just gonna try and line up with our team, and now try and line up with the enemy with a damage orb because we want to maximize that. They have used beat. I'm gonna watch out for that soldier we can hear. He's up there. as just called by our teammates. And he's still up there, so we've got to watch out. Fade around to here, and we might be able to help this guy out.
Stay out of my sight.
Just zone that Lucio out with that orb. There's only me and Ryan here. Bounced it there because it might be able to help both of us out later. We ate that fire strike, which we're not happy about. Nice block from our Ryan. Nice pin from our Ryan. We got a fade.
Get into position.
Reinhardt Smurf.
This will improve your condition. Allow me.
Now what I say to people all the time is try and identify your carries and keep them alive as much as possible. Cole's not great in a grab, but you see it can help us out with stuff. Right. Got to keep an eye on where this soldier is. Gonna have to fade out of here because we know he's about to target us. And we might be dead here, but we'll see.
I am optimized.
Come to me, Mercy. Ow. When Mercy's resin, we want to do that. Oh, McCree was hitting us quite hard there, so let's we're not keeping him alive, so we need to try and rotate to our next tank. We still need some healing though.
I will rebuild you.
60 seconds remaining.
Gonna damage orb because it might make this McCree be less like confident. Same with one there. It just bounces around and it might make them go, okay, I'm gonna wait for healing first. Right, this Cole doesn't look like it's gonna work out very well, but we'll certainly try it. There's also a soldier I can hear behind us, and a McCree I can hear behind us. So we're gonna fade into here, because I don't know about that high noon. Worried about her getting stunned there, but that's okay. She's high energy, so we're opting for a healing orb this time, because I'm really concerned about our Xayah. Watch the shatter. Ryan's moving like he's got a shatter involved, so we might have to fade this. There's also the soldier ulting, but our soldier just dealt with him.
Fire one.
Always listening. That's not good for us. Right click something. Right click something. Heal orb. Let's just finish it with Cole. Okay, the fact that we didn't finish that with Cole is actually really bad for us. Okay.
Good job.
Complete. Score.
Again, I didn't just want to
0
perfect
to 1.
track
Switching sides.
the players when I was using Coalescence. Like it would have been 100% kill everybody.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Science will reveal the truth.
Lucio is a great target for Cole, by the way.
Empty mind. Focus on the task at hand.
Because if he wants to get out a Cole, he's going to put on speed, which means there isn't the healing, so it's quite good. He moves in quite a predictable fashion. Like, you don't know if he's going to hit a specific wall, but you can generally tell which way he's going. And yeah, also if he then switches to heal, his team's losing speed, and they then can't get away from your Cole either. He's also quite easy to kill with Cole.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
Move it out.
That's all.
This will heal you. Repairing the damage. Enemy turret.
See, I'm worried about our Hanzo basically standing still to try and kill that turret. Right, we're taking a side step here, so it bounces in a place which we might be able to use. Right, damage orb. Players took a bit of damage.
Alright, top. No better.
Can't focus all our attention on the Ana. That Zai's weak, she should fall back now. I'm gonna fade in here because that's where our healing orb is. Why did I use Cole? We had weak players, it just forced them back rather than killing all of us with spawn. Well, we didn't pay attention to the group. Cole is a great, like, if the enemy team overextend, Cole is a great fight switcher. Like, it can turn around a fight. The guys, we've got a tilted guy on our team already. We're dead.
When faced with a setback, we must challenge our assumptions.
Didn't have fade, couldn't fade it. We'd already used it. Which meant we were just dead. Back up, they've got beat. I'll call when they come out. Ah, they should have backed off with beat. Right, we'll support the blade. That's first stage done. Yeah, I would have faded it, but fade was on cooldown. We couldn't strafe in time, so we just accepted our fate.
Just take
We could have faded that shit.
Line quick. Another. Try it.
This will restore you.
Moving to payload. Join me.
We only have 2 deaths this game.
hide from my sight.
Jumped backwards off of the payload there to try and get a healing orb up to the Diva. Now I hope someone's shooting that turret. Flat bounce was where we think the Ryan might go. He didn't. They're all dead, so we're probably just gonna get out of here.
Get into position.
We can build some ult charge on ourselves. Oh, and it would have been nice for that orb to hit us.
This is my will.
Move the payload.
Right, we took a big hit. Anna's on it though.
This will restore.
And we've nearly got Cole.
Do you think they have beat yet?
I actually don't know if they've got beat yet. Right, Ryan's creeping forward. I'm worried that he's got a shatter. Let's support the blade. Watch out for the grab. We're not. Oh, I was going to say we're no longer supporting the blade. Nice D.Va. Little geometry orb there. We're running out of healing, so we're going to use a heal orb there. We need to get some, so that's why we're pushing forward to right click. Torb turret was shooting us, so we backed off. Can we get back to the Rhine? We can burst him up quite quickly here. Same thing, we need to right click because we need some support. We're actually going to fade up to the Rhine now and bounce an orb there in case he decides to push forward, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. We do have a Cole. Okay, let's see if we can save both the D.Va and the Anna and the Rhine. He's making it very hard for us. Nice shadow block. We've got a blade going in, so we're actually going to fire a damage orb because it might hit them here when they come out. It takes Moira too long to kill a Torb turret. Yeah, approximately forever. That's the best description. The problem is you don't get any health back, right, when you right-click it. So if you're going head-on 1v1 against a Torb turret, you can kill it, but you need the healing orb with you. And it takes so much of your time. And if you lose your healing orb, they can, the Torb turret can still kill you. People talk about numbers, right? We might have healed a bit too well. Is that a 14-minute game and we got 27k? We might have done a bit too much healing. But then a lot of that's through orb bounces, which if anything is just demonstrating. We played quite a simplistic game. We maybe turned up the tryhard a little bit because our opponents were quite good. But yeah, I think it's just showing some nice healing. Yeah, the thing is, right, is that I want to simulate a realistic play style or like player ability when I'm playing at this rank. And I could heal more than I did. Let's be clear with that. I could heal much more. Do you want me to do the next game where I heal the maximum I can heal? Like, basically not as sort of an educational thingy, but I'll show you what I would be doing if I was max healing. Okay, this is also going to mean I'm going to need to... the number doesn't matter, right? It's first of all, how much you can heal, like by the number, is dependent on how much damage your team takes. So the stat is borderline useless, but it is interesting to know what your healing per 10 minutes is. That's a slightly more valuable statistic, because what you're saying is, well, okay, the game might be 30 minutes, right? And we get 100k healing. And then everyone's like, wow, 100k, but it was still a 30-minute game. And that's actually still really impressive because you're doing like 33k per 10, but you get my point, right? Now, in order to do more healing, we need to do more right-clicking, which does then put me into the territory of just carrying, like carrying way too hard. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. It also is going to require a lot more fading. If I'm going to max heal people, I need to be taking risks. I need to be following people, not just going, right, this person, I'm not going to be able to get to them, so I'm going to focus on this. I want to say, right, I want to get to them to at least apply a heal over time, but then I need to get back to my team to provide some healing. It's like we could have definitely done more healing there, but as I was saying, I'm trying to simulate a realistic expectation for players who are playing at this rank now on what they can do to improve their rank. And so when I say I think we might have done too much healing, like maybe I did more healing than what you guys think you could do in that game. I don't know. You tell me.
Welcome to Paris.
Science will reveal the truth.
Yeah, as I said though, the problem to do more healing is I need to do more right clicking, which means I'm also doing more damage. Like say I'm keeping, if I'm keeping the team alive and doing more healing, it's like, okay, now I need to go and find some right clicks. So it's like, okay, now we're suddenly playing borderline DPS Moira. So it's like, okay, more healing there. Our resources are good. My team's over here. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah,
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
And so yeah, the problem is then it becomes too... Yeah, but you think that, but it all adds up. You're adding additional pressure onto their supports, onto their players. Like suddenly their DPS have to back off. It's not really about the number that of damage you're putting out.
This will heal you. Your power is mine.
It's like, that right click in the Doomfist, look, he's half health. He has to retreat. If I didn't right click him, he can, yeah, well, Tesla's right in that sense. Right, so from me dealing damage to the Doomfist, he then retreats. He's not dealing damage, which means I don't need to do healing. So you're healing by proxy.
Get into position. Hello.
Hello. Hello there.
And this is what a lot of the top 500 players who bitch about me, like, don't seem to understand. There's like there's several aspects in my opinion to supporting with a hero like Moira.
Select your hero.
Option 1, your team takes full damage from all their players and you heal full healing. Option 2, you try and damage their DPS players so that your team takes less damage, therefore needs less healing, and so you do part-time healing. Option 3, you damage the enemy supports so the enemy front line gets less healing and your team needs less damage
We all have our jobs to do.
in order to kill them. Now Moira is the best hero in the game
Attack commences in
at
30 seconds.
manipulating that.
How are you feeling, Lacroix?
I don't feel. That's the point, isn't it?
Watch my backup.
Which also means I can dictate my team's tempo. I can dictate, if I leave my team a little weaker, there's a good chance they're going to back off more. If I leave them strong, they're going to go forward.
5, 4,
You can manipulate that when you start talking advanced tactics.
attack
Gonna fade out here. There's a little wall here. I know there's a D.Va the other side. If you bounce it, like stand somewhere around here and bounce it there, it's a nice orb that gets like a fair amount of value. Unless of course they've got D.Va. But you can use the same orb for healing when your team pushes. So you can go, okay, my team are gonna go that way. There you go. It's healing the Xayah. Same little orb bounce. This is actually not my favourite orb bounce, but it was fine. We've got no healing, we need to right click, and we might need to fade. We bait them into attacking us, and then we fade back to the team. D.Va just used her missiles, which means she didn't have them to kill that player she just killed. If this Xayah comes back, yeah, I need help here. How about you help me? You're full health. Fade backwards, orb forward. It's a nice combo for Moira. And we got our Coalescence. We haven't got much healing resources, but then Coalescence gives us some of that, thanks to a new patch. So, when my team are ready, we've got our Roadhog. Our team are a little off the side. I don't want to go in for a full-on, like, pole push. And also, Xayah just said she's got grab. It leads me to believe that she wants to use that. I don't think we're saving Hog. We might need to... If Xayah grabs there and we can't see it, we might need to fade before we Cole. She's antied, otherwise I might Cole that. We have to go the scenic route. Oh! That was lucky we didn't hit that. I'm disappointed our Xayah hasn't used her grab yet. We're dead here, I think. Guys, let's group up. Just wait before you go in. Oh, Hog's dead again. He opted not to. I don't normally comm things, but that's again, it's a very basic comm. If you notice your team's just running in one at a time, it would be quite nice to say group up. I would say, I wanted to say the Xayah, use your damn grab. Right, we've got a minute and a half left. She's had it for quite a while, and she's not using it. And I know there's a D.Va. Right, we've got to rotate. That visor's scary. Oh, don't hit me. We've got to fade to clear the anti, and now we're probably screwed. We bounced the orb and we followed it, and now we're looking for something to right click. Our Hog is not very good. He switched to Roam, which is a very good thing for us.
This is my will.
The D.Va was over the other side, so... Gotta watch out for the ball coming to boop us into his mines. We're gonna fade and Cole if we get it. We need to get this Cole quick.
No more time to wait. Let's get this done. Second in the game.
My ultimate.
Xayah could be high energy. It's a much higher priority. There's a Hanzo in that window up there. So we're kind of just hanging there. I don't know if we can save this Doom. We'll certainly try. Bounce there. Watch the Hanzo arrows, which is why we're moving erratically for him. I agree.
This will restore you. This will heal you.
The game is going horribly, but it's because of our Roadhog. Am I telling him? And I know we don't have one now, right? But that's why it was going horribly. Also, Xayah delaying the grab, but then Xayah delaying the grab is kind of fine because our Roadhog was dead, going in alone. Am I telling him that? No, because I don't want to start a confrontation. Oh, got a fade somewhere. Nice lamp from the bat. That should keep 3 of us alive. Now, I don't know if we can push. They have 6. We can fade out when they arrive. We can't now. We can now.
will restore you.
The payload's not doing much good sitting there.
If he walks forward here, I'm gonna scream. It's a good opportunity. We just need to just not get headshot. Big EMP. Oh, we got headshot. That is not my main rank. At the moment, my accounts are 4.35, nearly 4.4. I got one at
Get
a
into
bit lower.
position.
I am injured.
Oh, we'll just kill the Hanzo.
Evolution works quickly.
It's not good for us. Not good for us. Not good for us. Okay, we're okay. Just gotta not get headshot. Right, we need to. Diva's scary when she's nanoed. Right click, and be worried. Be worried. Okay. Heal. She's scary if she charges you. Flat bounce. This will heal our guys up at the back. We've still got to try and get this down, but we need to heal. We don't want the baby to come and annihilate all of us. Get ready to fade if she mechs. Right, we went in a bit DPS mode there. But, punch spotting. No, the Hanzo was dead. He can escape that.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Hopefully that bounces back.
Get into position.
We're gonna Coal with the EMP. Save any players, but primarily we want to kill their players because they couldn't use abilities. We're gonna fade back to the cart because we want as much time as possible. The fight's already won. We're gonna bounce a damage orb the opposite way from the Diva. We're gonna fade this because I don't trust the Reinhardt. That's that done. We're gonna just fade back and try and... Again, we got maximum distance on the fade. And that's allowed us to definitely get out.
This will restore you.
We've only got 20 seconds, but after the start of this game, that's not going too bad. Damage orb to lead the way. Let's see if we can get that Hanzo to go away. We've got no healing. We'll fade the dragon maybe. We need a touch. So we're basically just trying to follow that healing orb and we'll fade back out of there. That bought some time for our team. Notice how many heads we turned around. We didn't do anything to advance. We went for the touch because we needed one. And then we just followed our fade orb. We looked where it was bouncing beforehand. Kill her. That Hanzo was low. Fade that and get ready for Cole. We've got beat active for the moment, so as long as no players are about to die. Right, do we damage orb or heal orb? But I think we heal in orb because the enemy Moira just used Cole. Can we kill players in the grab? We've got a soldier on us. Zaya's our carry, I think, at the moment. If we need to fade, we're watching our health, listening for abilities. So we saw, we heard that the ball was going to slam us, so we faded it. Still not over. I thought we C9 that then, for a second.
Score.
This account is not ranked 69.
Sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
It has been 69. But you do realize that we're playing a simplistic style, right? Because this is an educational stream.
Pure class. Science will reveal the truth. Strongest in mountain.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I mean, we're not ranked 69 right now. Our accounts right now. There's one of our accounts. Oh, so it'll be on private profile. So there's one.
Surprised at such a narrow opinion coming from a jumped up.
There's a few more. Moira Tech went down a little bit. Next page. Next page. Oh, no, it was there. So Moira Tech's there. And
Attackers incoming.
fade to back's a little bit lower.
End objective A.
My ultimate is charging.
So we're gonna bounce a healing orb there, so it comes back to the team. Zaya's anti, so we'll try and get some right clicks in. Same bounce on that corner, so it comes back to our team. We took a bit of damage and we're discorded, so we've got to play very, very passively. And our team's playing super aggressive. The other wall now, so it bounces more back this way. Doomfist did a smart thing. He needed healing, so he actually ran to me. Right, I need right clicks. More right clicks. They're antied, so more right clicks. Fire that orb over there. Try and heal those guys up. More right clicks. Genji's a good one to right click because he's just vulnerable. I heard a Kree. That's what I was afraid of. Come back now, Zaya. They're spawning.
On me.
You seem in need of aid. Surrender my will.
Well, I was going to push them there, but I was a bit worried about the Kree stun. That bounce we did earlier, we're doing it in reverse there. So it goes round that corner and starts hitting them. We've got to fade because we're so low. Bap should heal us. He was looking at us. But now we've got to worry about the shatter coming in. And try and damage Orbit because he was antied anyway. And now the Transcendence is there, so we've just got to fade out of it. See if we can build some ult charge. Fade back.
My ultimate is ready.
Flat bounce. Keeps on healing, heals anyone up there. Zonal bounce, because it should hopefully bounce off this wall many times, or at least once, that's fine. Oh look, it came back to them. Forward angled bounce, so that now if we push forward, which we're going to do because we've got the window, look, the orb's still following us. Oh, nice. Right, we'll get the healing orb through there, and it should bounce in this direction. We took damage. Oh, fade. We follow our fade. We're out of healing, so we need to right click. We'll use the bubble to see if we can get forward. Now we're going to use our fade to get back once we've right clicked something. Not something in a bubble. So we're just going to right click, and now we're going to get out of here. Because now our healing resources are basically full. Right, we're in a bit of trouble. We've missed that. Ah, he walked back into it. That's handy. They've used High Noon as well. Their big DPS ults are down. It's only Shatter or Grab that could hurt us here.
Get into position.
Bouncing orb there. I've been a 4.4 DPS player, and tank not really much. I haven't played it.
My ultimate is charging.
Again, we're not try-harding in these games. We're just trying to play like clean, efficient Moira.
You have my thanks.
So if I bounce this there, it should bounce in that direction. Right, we'll delay it, give them confidence so they overextend maybe. And now we'll try it. Yeah, there's someone who went in there in that room, and I'm a bit worried about him. He's still in there. Slight position change. We know the Ryan's used his shadow, so that's a big punch from the Doom. Heal orb in case he gets stunned. Gotta watch out behind. I thought I heard footsteps. Yeah, there's a Widow. Let's go for her.
I don't have ult.
Keep ourselves alive. There's a Widow behind. We just wanted to apply pressure. You know I left her alive, like on purpose, because again, I don't want to carry the game so much. We put pressure so that she's not just free to annihilate us. We might be able to kill the... Oh, we're stuck. We're stuck. 100% I would have just killed the Widow. Like, as soon as she misses her first headshot, she's dead. But I'd rather stay alive and just say, look, okay, even as a Moira, you can go pressure that Widow so that she's not just free farming your whole team. And that all came down to listening for the footsteps. Again, the Widow's going to push forward here, right? So we're going to throw a damage orb. And at least then it zones them out. I don't necessarily want to fade over yet. I'll fade over if I see the Widow on the corner. There, we saw her on the corner. Right, Widow's gone up. We just heard the grapple. So maybe we can pressure with an orb up there. It's a lot of damage. Okay, well, when I said pressure with the orb, I didn't mean it hits her for 200 damage. The entire orb. That wasn't what I intended to happen. A damage orb doesn't... Oh, no, because she hasn't got 200 health anymore, has she? Right, we've got to fade back out of here. Maybe our BAP can keep us alive. It does leave our team vulnerable, so we'll try and clear the mines as much as we can. She has 175 health now, doesn't she? Right click to get some more heals. We've got to fade because we're antied. We're going to bounce an orb flat here so it comes back to our team. That Widow's still pressuring. She might rotate to there, so we've just got to be aware of it. Fade away from that. No!
Score 3-3. Prepare your defenses. Select your
The result isn't important. But yeah, that sucks.
Science will reveal the truth.
Last minute check. Everyone squared away?
attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
We can do it together.
Get into position.
Hello there.
Физкульт, привет. Acknowledged.
It's not a bad thing to care about winning, right? It's actually a good thing. But it does mean we're gonna throw that under the bus. Just as the gates are opening or 1 second beforehand. It does put us in this awkward position where if they've got a Widow, it's a problem. Flat bounce off of there. That Genji needs to be pressured, otherwise he's gonna sit there and just farm. So again, we just do the same thing now. Can we get to our team?
They're alone.
Zaya's the in immediate danger, but we want to try and heal the rest of the players as best as we can. So we stayed close to the Zaya because she's all of the damage that comes in on her, like that area is going to go on her. Widow top. Important to call that one. I don't call very much because I don't want to carry, but like let's bounce an orb there. Gotta watch out for that Genji. Help break the bubble when you can. Ryan's in trouble. fire a damage orb because with that 10-second remaining cooldown, they're probably going to push forward. We make sure we're lining up, including that Moira, right? Yeah, when there was that 10-second warning, you know where the enemy team are going to do, right? They're going to try and push through the choke. So it was very easy to get like max value out of the damage orb, rather than do a healing one and try and keep our players alive. No, Lucio play the game. Oh, Boops, is it? Is it Boops? There's one. Oh, and a booped, almost nanoed Winston. The nano just wore off. We did a lot of healing again. But that's because we're playing quite a lot of heal bot Moira. Remember though, we only got that that result because we went for the touch. So I mean, we did actually carry the game. I'll see if there's enough time to show you. Because you should be able to see like why we did it.
Now entering ready for battle.
Oh no, it was on the attack. Right, that was it. Right, this is where they killed us, so... That's the nature of it. You will lose when you play your best games, sometimes.
Sorry about that.
Because Blizzard Matchmaker only does its best at trying to match the teams. It's going to be wrong often. Right, look, there's 8 seconds left. Who's in a position to touch on our team? Xayah was pushing forward. With Xayah pushing forward, we have to do it, right? So there we go. We are fading through, and the first thing we're going to do, heal orb, because we've taken some damage. Now, all of the rest of this, like, stall. So we get slept, but even after we got woken up, we know the orb's going to bounce off the back wall because we fired it there. So we followed the orb out in this direction. Again, it's going to be there. We'll jump on the payload, try and add some vertical, and then do I start going that way? No, that's basically it. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's my job done. I got the touch. But if you have a look at how many players... That's watching me, right? But now, like, watch the enemy team. What happens when I go for this touch? And then what happens to our team on the choke? So, any second now. Right, here I go. Now look, our team, if all of our players were, the enemy team, were facing our choke point, we'd be in trouble. But look, 3 players immediately come with me. What happens on the choke? Well, no one's there anymore. Our team's managed to pull through. Look, I'm taking up those players just with 1 heal orb and a fade. And then right-clicking for survival. We're not killing anything. Suddenly, we've got numbers on the point. Suddenly, we're actually contesting. I faded out because, well, I'm not going to live any longer. But I fade out, see if I can heal any players that are on the choke point and fire a heal orb. And look, Ryan's killed 2. We've got some action going on over here. Suddenly, we're the ones in control. So it wasn't an advanced play. I just looked around when no one's going to get a touch here. How can we get a touch? And we basically went, okay, we're here. We need to get to the cart, so we're going to fire heal orb here on this wall. Where's the heal orb going to go? Turn. It's going to go this way. So we just made sure that we followed that path thing. Right click for the health regen, and then, yeah, that's it. We managed to cap because of this, which that was the difference between a draw and not a draw. I didn't aim it at the pipes. This is the thing about thinking about your orb. Ah, I can't show you. I was going to show you from my point of view. I deliberately did not aim it at the pipes.
Select your hero.
Orb bounces should always be on your mind. thing is, you know where it's going to hit as soon as you fire it, right? You might mess up your aim. Like, so many times I tried to fire an orb into a window at a specific angle, and I missed the window. Like here, I might go like this to try and fire it out the window, and I've missed it. Well, I know as soon as I press fire where it's going. It's not making it out of there. So then I'd adjust where I'm going. If I knew it was going to hit this object, you know, there's a chance it's going to bounce like up or something because of the shape of it. I would see when I fire it where on the pipe it's going to hit, and if it's going to go upwards, I'm jumping on that payload to try and make sure that it's still healing me. We do have time for the start orb if we use our fade. If you get out of spawn quickly, you can stand all the way in this corner. Look at this dragon's, the top of his head, and on 2 seconds fire the orb. Bounces down there towards their spawn and it'll bounce up. It gives you information. Right, it hit players there. So I know there's several players coming from that direction. We've got Ryan Zaya. We've got Ryan. No Zaya anymore. Hopefully he doesn't back off too much, because this is a really good spot. We should win that. Right, they've... Okay. What is going on? Right, we'll need to fade, but we want to attract some attention first. Right, we can't go out that way because of the junk spam. So we have to go out here. We're going to go to our Ryan, but we're going to not do anything. So we're just running through here. Fine. An awkward first point defense. Sometimes they don't go very well. It happens.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B.
This will heal you.
Where's that orb gonna bounce? Oh look, in case the Ana took more damage.
This will restore.
Top, junk. We knew he was gonna mine us, so we faded it. This is not good.
One jump.
We must all make sacrifices.
Well, that's the game over. Right. That is what we refer to as a snowball. They carried their momentum from the first point to this one. I don't think our second defense was that bad. It's just they get to the point where they have ultimates. They're gonna push through with momentum. We will see on this attack if the game is winnable. At this point, you can't scream at your teammates, right? Because the first defense, we lost the player immediately. Okay, that already suggests you're going to lose the point. The second one was a snowball effect. If we can do well on our first attack of this point, like, we don't have to win it first time or anything. If we can finish with like 1.5, 2 minutes left, it's a winnable game. Now, if we completely fail this first point, then it turns out actually the enemy team were just way better than us.
Don't just stand around. Do something.
If it gets to like we've got 1 minute left and we haven't broken through, so, that's where you probably go,
guys,
yeah, this is a problem.
My YouTube channel. Yeah, you see that? I'm going to play Bastion now. Just to fuck them up. Yes. Oh no, they have Hans and Bastion main, so I don't care.
What are they doing?
Get into
We
position.
can't spend all our time messing around with what's happening in the back line.
Not yet.
Genji is on you.
We need some right clicks urgently.
What is tanks? To be honest, tanks are
Let's pressure their tanks back so maybe we can deal with the Genji.
oh no! Genji on me!
Okay, it's starting to look a lot like a big team difference.
There was a
With how one Genji is just like annihilating us, or should I say annihilating several members of our team. Now is he just playing with confidence because of their first attack?
He's gonna shatter.
I'm restored. This will heal you.
We're gonna Cole in a second because we're nearly out of healing.
Not ready.
Maybe we don't need to Cole.
Many dead.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Oh mercy, don't fly into the dragon.
I'm not dead yet.
Where we go?
Attack on objective B.
Just let the Genji be and we push it.
Correct comms.
This will restore
They've already got a Mercy and a Genji versus a Genji. That should be winnable. We got an out of him.
I cast this forth.
Pressure that Hanzo. He's gonna rotate to this window. There we go.
Hey, Hog Rider. There is a bug on you. It's a bug on you, Hog Rider. Ah,
We saw there was a Hanzo like around there. That's really bad if we lose our Zarya here. It's equally as bad if we lose our Mercy here. Can we make anything happen with that? We might be able to. Oh no!
the fucking bug in the ground.
Double kill.
Get on point, get on point. They need to go onto the point like right now to at least secure a tick before the spawns. If they run around chasing the single players,
Beginning.
the other players will spawn and they're not going to get a tick. It's worth calling that. If you see them get a load of kills, it's worth for them to get on the point. See, we didn't... Around GM level, people would have... As soon as they saw those 3 kills, everyone would make their way to the point.
My power grows.
Thanks for the fake donation. Unfortunately, we have a 0 tolerance for that. So, if one of my mods is around and feels like banning them, that would be awesome.
Thank you.
It's not that we're bothered about the donation.
Power of destruction.
It's just, like, some people will fall for that kind of stuff. And, it's just not that good to,
Genji is annoying.
It's not good for Twitch if streamers just allow that and go, oh, a joke. Yeah, I know you do it for fun, but it's not very fun for the streamer who might actually think that they are getting a donation.
Go and get it. Into them and then we fight. Okay, going in.
Get into position.
We want to try... I thought I had my coal. Alright, dragon's going to hurt, so we're going to fade through it.
Who is dead?
Right, Anna, we want to get a damage orb back there because it just forces her out.
I'm carrying system.
That's fine. We got a another ult out of the Rhine.
How are you rushing there?
When faced with a setback, we must challenge our assumptions.
Enemy seen.
Help me with this dude. Do business though. Nice. Going in. Heal me, what are you doing?
We bounce that healing orb so it actually goes in that top bit and bounces around.
Go in. Oh, thank you. Take them.
We have to join our team.
60 seconds remaining.
Whoa, what happened to my dash?
The Anna. The problem is that if we don't,
It is winnable.
it's not really winnable, and it's probably not a good thing to win this game right now. I mean, to get this point in overtime.
I'm going for it, going for it. Got one. Left point.
I don't want to cap this in overtime because 5 minutes 20.
Never die.
10 seconds.
How is this healer and tanks so fucking bad?
We're just having fun right now. We're not gonna win it, right? So we just thought, yeah, let's jump around.
Oh my god, thanks.
There was a flaw
So
in
if
my
we,
approach.
okay, think about this, right? You normally have 4 minutes to cap first point, right? In this situation, they would have 5 minutes 20 seconds to cap 1/3 of the point. It's very, very unlikely to be winnable. I mean, to be drawable, right? You can't win at that point. If it's around that like 2-3 minute mark, it's more possible. When it starts to get to 4 or 5 minutes and they get several ult cycles to try and get one tick, the chance of winning is very slim. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't try. It's just we wouldn't get any good educational value out of it. I'd rather go to the next game. Especially like in top 500. Yeah, exactly, right? It's still, you're going to be spending several minutes in the setup time. And also, when one team is capped with 5 minutes 20 left and you've only just capped in overtime, there's a good chance that there's a massive team difference anyway. So if there's a big team difference, even if you had 5 minutes 20 seconds yourself, your team would also probably still lose. So having to then hold one tick, it's so unlikely. It doesn't mean like go full on troll, and that is just, I was saying I would prefer it if we didn't cap. That doesn't mean stop trying and start trolling, because yeah, you don't need to, but there's always a chance, you know, maybe 1 in 100 games. If you play 200 games in a season, then that could be 2 extra wins. That could be 50 extra SR that you gained. But yeah, this isn't my main account. It's so unlikely to come back from that unless I, well, even if I put a proper top 500 try hard face on, I don't think we would have done it. Right, I'm gonna grab a drink. Be right back. If anyone has any general Moira or Moira gameplay questions, now's a pretty good time to yeah, throw them out in the chat. If not, no worries. This will probably be my last game for the educational stream. I think I might swap to my main account and go try hard. Well, not my main account, but you know, one of my accounts, like a GM one. Best Moira skin. That's different to the Moira skin that I use. So obviously I use Oasis. I don't necessarily think it's the best Moira skin. I think it's my favorite. Best Moira skin. Obviously it's Masked Dance. Nah. I think Blackwatch is still great. Ice Empress, maybe. I mean, Glam has, like... I mean... that is going on. Yeah, but Glam... no, Glam is not a good skin, right? But there's something about it which just makes it like, I'd probably say... I mean, Moira doesn't get that many, like, quality skins. Banshee's actually a really good skin. Like, obviously I don't like... well, not obviously, but I don't really like the look of it. But when you start to, like, break down the details of it, it's actually a really good skin. Like, these are pretty... dull. Even like Oasis is pretty dull. It's just its colors, right, and stuff. Oasis at least has the hat thing going on. Blackwatch is just a good... it's a good skin. It looks good on Moira. Scientist obviously looks good on Moira. Venus is... it is good, but it's the newest. It's kind of the it's kind of cheating to just go, yeah, it's the newest one. Right. Do not use this skin under any circumstances. Or at least I cannot use this skin. I'll tell you why. You see her nails? Her nails being red. When... I think it's when you do healing or when you do damage. In the corner of your eye, you see these red outlines. And it looks like... you see a, like when a Hanzo has a sonic arrow or something and you see an enemy out the corner of your eye. I've actually fallen, like, got confused by it. Because let's say I'm watching, like, a different area of the screen and then I just, out of nowhere, I see red dots like that. It's like, oh, enemies are pushing over to the side. And then they disappear. And you're like, what? And then you do it again. It's like, what? And then you realise, oh, it's the nails, and it just screwed me over. Because I had it on a new account when I was leveling. This was the first skin I got in a loot box. Hey, Stolen. Yeah, things are going great. How about you? You having a nice weekend? Wait, what skin are we even... Do we even have a skin on here right now? Maybe we should get something. We have some loot boxes.
Traveling to Havana. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Science will reveal.
Not my best Moira map.
Hello.
Sure about ball and defense, Badu?
Someone, oh yeah, you did ask if there's any good fade spots on Lighthouse. I don't actually know.
Sure about ball and defense.
When you say Lighthouse, do you mean Ilios Lighthouse? There's a few on there on that one if that's the one you mean. But it's not a great fade jumping map.
5, 4.
Right, fire an orb over there. It doesn't get much value, but it gives information. Right, players came out that door.
Stop the payload.
So that can be a Widow.
Time restored.
Right, we've only got a Rhine down here.
Will heal you.
That's not good for our guys up there.
They know.
Gotta keep moving because of the Pharah. We're gonna have to orb ourselves here. Keep watching the Pharah. We can't just spend all of our time healing the targets that Pharah's shooting at. We need to focus on our front line. Otherwise our front line dies and then we all die anyway.
Repairing the damage.
To be honest, I'm not great with the map names.
Get into position.
Right. Our Rhine is down. We're just contesting the payload. We're going to fade out of here to our healing orb that we fired already. That's going to get us back to health. Now, what can we do around here? Our other tank's about to die. But we can now assist with damage. We didn't get that kill. Fade. We're going to just try and get back. Can't keep our Ana alive. There's an orb chasing my orb and me. We've got an alright stall. Now here's the issue. If our Rhine dies now before we get back,
I must reflect
then the
upon
point
this.
is done.
This will heal you.
We're gonna Cole, alleviate some pressure. We might get a counter Cole come in. Hanzo's alone, so he's probably not getting healed. Now he is. Oh, big. Damage orb to assist. But then we're following up with some healing. Oh, no, not good. Zaya's antied, so we're going to try and damage her. That's good. There's a Hanzo here. We just got to dodge around as much as we can. Annoying orbs. We're actually going to fade to the... it's not there. Never mind. Plan B. We're going to orb over here. I mean, that was actually... Oh, careful, careful. Right, we'll have to fade this next dash. Fade it now. Screw it.
Oh, you almost had him, bro.
I booped him too. We got this, we got this.
Now, the Genji could have killed me with the first dash. I didn't have eyes on where he was.
Very close.
But if I just fade and it turns out he's not going for me, then I'm just going to be a reset for everybody else.
Seconds remaining.
Okay, I'm here.
Like, later on.
Get into position.
Yeah, I'm on him.
Ah, fuck. I'm moving away. Stop moving me, please.
I stopped him.
Bounce it there, because we're moving forward, or at least we're going to be trying to.
Okay.
We have coal. I don't know if we're going to use it. Let's have a quick think. Yes, we're going to use it, and it might be really bad. We're just running around so the health regen kicks in. Right, we've got some health now, which means we can actually start playing.
Charging. Okay, get a pin.
This will heal you. Slowly they realize
I don't know strip.
is all little one.
Well played, team. We might have delayed the coal by a bit too much then. Like, too hesitant nearly cost us our life. Gonna use damage here because we need to put some pressure and equalize this fight. We can't just keep players alive when we're down on numbers. We'll go over to this. And we follow our orb again. Ryan might die. Fade through the dragon. To our Reinhardt. We're not going to get to them. We need some healing. Flat bounce, flat bounce. Right. Look out for the dash. Oh no, he was on top of me when I hit Cole. That was a pretty... I would say it's a big mistake, but I really wanted to assist the Ryan.
I got you, buddy.
Maybe I should have tracked him. Oh, they nearly C9'd that. They nearly C9'd that. They nearly C9'd it again.
No.
Astronomer, welcome back. How's your day going? Right, is there anyone low that we can just pick off? Oh, they C9'd it. Third time lucky.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
I'm trying to think if the Coalescence was a mistake.
Science will reveal the truth.
Like, to even use it. Forget the results. To use it without looking around. Was that too high of a risk?
Attack commences.
How useful would the coal have been in the early stages of the second CP had we have just lost the fight? I think it was okay. Like, although I didn't know where the Genji was, I assumed that his blade was running out shortly. And Ryan was in a really good situation. He was low health. Yeah. And I'm trying to work out if... The thing is, I didn't have time to figure out that information. So, knowing that I didn't have the information, is it then a mistake to use it? Or was it, like, fine to take that risk, even with the incomplete information? That's what I'm trying to sort of work out. And I actually think it was fine because of, you know, what happens if it goes right? What happens if it goes wrong? I don't know if that orb's going to bounce out to get the Ryan. Nice, Doom. We need some right clicks. There's some right clicks. There's some heals, and we win the game. Oh, big kills.
Surrender to my will.
GG.
Victory.
GG. GG.
Play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If somebody had have said, I didn't coal there because I didn't know where the Genji was, I would have said, yeah, that's smart. At the same time, if the Genji didn't kill me there, the Coalescence would have, 1, kept our main tank alive, 2, killed the target that he was pinning, 3, put pressure on the weak players nearby as well, 4, kept me alive because I was running out of health. I'm just wondering if I should have called earlier when the Rhine was the other side. I don't know.